Welcome back to Barbagallo Raceway in WA, and I think the word you used for that is demolition. Would that be appropriate? You guys just demolished the field there.
Well, I guess the cars have been improving over the weekend, and really it really shows the team is a unison and it works as one. And really, I guess I say that in great respect when I think the first lap I was very, very sideways, and Mark sort of, I guess, had that half an idea whether to go in or not, but it was great. I'm glad it was Mark, no one else.
Normally we expect to see you usually put a gap on the guys with cold tyres, but you weren't able to do that to Mark this time around.
No, the cars are very, very similar in setup. Obviously, Mark and I, when we drove at Bathurst, are very happy with a similar car. So in that respect, it comes down to, obviously, now with no tyre valves, tyre bleed valves, it sort of comes down to pressure in the tyre. So we sort of experiment a little bit on that as well, and I don't think we had it right, but it was good in the end. Once the tyres come up the temperature, the car was quite good and consistent, so I was happy with that.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Mark.
Well, Holden win there, and Holden fans, you can be a winner too. These limited edition prints, you need to call 1-800-888-321. It's a series of 500 only, fully framed, personally autographed, and the price at the bottom of your screen there. Don't forget Glenn Seaton and Russell Ingall and Victor Bray available also. Now, that interview, of course, was with our own Mark Oster and Craig Lowndes. Yesterday's Saturday race, it was a special weekend here in WA, and today's race 2. Lowndes will start from pole alongside his teammate Mark Scape. Seaton, who went from 9th to 3rd yesterday, was an outstanding effort from Bright. Crompton in the old EL. Faulkner is on the pace at the moment. He's doing well.
Jason Barbagallo and Garth Tander, the Valvoline duo, they're up on row 5. Stephen Richards and Tony Longhurst on 6. Paul Radisich and Dick Johnson. They've made some radical changes to the cars overnight. Hopefully they'll be quicker. 8. Rodney Forbes and Cameron McLean, the privateers.
Romano, who's gradually making his way forward, he's had big problems. So too has Mark Larkham. The Mitre 10 Ford is just not happening this weekend. Reed McDougall, Jeff Kendrick, the local driver from Nathan Pretty.
Alan Heath and Brett Peters in 2 Fords out of 13. Darcy Russell and Mick Donaher will start out of 14. Mark Noske and Russell Ingall. Boy, he had some engine problems yesterday. He's going to start right from the back of the field. This hasn't been Russell Ingall's year so far.
Well, I mean, and to talk about Perkins Engineering, their strength is their reliability, and just unbelievably, they're onto their 3rd engine for this guy on screen right now. Russell, they changed one after qualifying, then it blew. They had a problem in the first race yesterday afternoon. Now Russell Ingall is onto his 3rd engine for the weekend, so let's hope it holds together.
And he reckons it's the best one.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. A new grid here too, obviously the staggered grid, and it seemed to work very well. Yesterday's race, they all got through the first couple of turns safely, and that's what we like to see, as the grid marshals sorting it out. You can see the difference there. As in years gone by, they would start side by side. You can see the split there, Lowndes to Scaife.
Oh, it's a good idea. It helps the field sort themselves out.
It kept a long time, I tell you, really a long time.
Noske's got a problem there.
Having a drama back here, but I think he's going to give the green flag soon, is he?
That's Greg Murphy.
Trying to push him out of the way, but it looks good.
Starting rear of Greg Murphy and Ingall, unbelievably, starting right from the back. There they are there.
Murphy had a coming together with John Bowe yesterday.
All right, get ready. This is race 2. Dick Johnson, his 20th and final appearance at the Barbagallo Raceway. This is race 2, round 3 of the 99 Championship. Away we go. Scape and Lowndes, a fairly even start. Bowes trying to squeeze through the middle there. One of the Valvoline cars, it looks like Barbagallo, edging on the grass, but everything's okay there. For the meantime, Crompton squeezes through on the inside of Faulkner. Bowes got the outside run. The 2 Valvoline cars in tight together. Romano, Larkham, they're trying to push their way through. Has hit Barbagallo. Barbagallo rejoins safely, but whether any damage was sustained, we'll have to wait and see.
Tell you what, the smart move by Mark Scape coming off the line too. He moved over to cover his territory. Glenn Seaton obviously got a good start. Bow. He must have been involved in that mix-up there. That's a great disappointment for the local team. There's his partner Debbie looking on.
Well, the right rear.
Oh, look at the damage.
That's the end of that.
He's copped a really big hit.
Well, in their debut round, in terms of the AU in front of their home crowd, that's what they didn't want to see or didn't want to happen. Seaton has hung on to his 3rd spot. For the meantime, Jason Wright in the Pertec Ford is challenging, and Bowe is out of this one.
Look at the damage.
Bad way.
Yeah. But meanwhile, there's a hungry pack of Fords trying to track down these Mobil 1 Commodores.
Jason Bright trying to get past Seaton.
Yeah, good strong start from Crompton again too. He was 5th through the first corner yesterday. Let's see if they can improve on that today. But look at these 2 cars. The Mobil 1 Holden Racing Team Commodores, absolutely dominant. Oh, there's John Bowe. He stopped just on the climb over Barbagallo corner.
Oh, difficult position there too.
Yeah, really not a nice position.
After the first lap, Tony Longhurst has come from 12th up into 9th. It's Lowndes, Scaife, Seaton, Bright, Crompton, Faulkner, Perkins 7th, Tander 8th, Longhurst 9th, and Stephen Richards in the wins Commodore, the first of the 2 wins cars in the top 10 in that 10th position. Radisich just outside in 11th as they climb the hill on Simcoe Straight and come flying back down. Lowndes and Scaife looking comfortable.
It's going to be interesting to watch tyre wear in this second race. Keep in mind the first heat was held yesterday afternoon to try and fit in with East Coast television schedules. So the track has had a big downpour of rain overnight. Now there's a real battle going on here between Faulkner, Garth Tander coming up to there, rounding up Larry Perkins. Meanwhile, back at the front, Mark Scaife.
Well, Larry Perkins drifted well wide. Now we've got word through that Mark Scaife has been given a black flag.
I wonder what that's for, because he didn't. Well, the news is he jumped the start, but I have to say, I wasn't looking at the box. I was looking out the window, and it didn't, to me, look as if jumps. Oh, boy, we've got some.
Oh, yeah, we've got Garth Tander. We just saw a real battle.
And Larry.
We saw a battle developing between
And
Perkins
Forbes.
and
Who's that,
Tander.
Forbes?
Bob Forbes' son, Rodney. A very quick Sydney privateer. Look at that. There's cars everywhere.
Well,
we saw a great battle developing there between Perkins, Tander. And it looks like they've come to blows.
Now that's in a very precarious position on the outside of the left-hander. Now we've just got news through to that Mark Warner's in the pits. Here comes Scaife for his stop-go. Now there was a word yesterday at the driver's briefing that the officials will be very strict in terms of making and ensuring the drivers do come to a dead stop.
They really cracked down on drivers at the Adelaide 500. It's
Who just come in and slow down. Scaife performs it correctly and back out he comes. He's lost a lot of positions though. He will rejoin. Now there's Barbagallo there, so Barbagallo must have come in and then come back out. As they sweep on through the first turn, Rodney Forbes getting it all crossed up. They head up through into the left-hander.
So Craig Lowndes all out on his own now in car 1, the reigning champion, Ingle. Meanwhile, continuing a big charge from the back of the field. He's up to 13th with his third engine of the weekend. Hopefully he won't have any more problems, but there's Lowndes. He's got a 2.2 second break over Glenn Seaton in the factory FTR Falcon. And behind him, Bright, Crompton, a pack of Fords. Second, third and fourth, I should say. Scaife dropped back to 5th position.
Well,
Radisich is up to 8th place now, so it's good going.
considering he started the weekend in 17th, Radisich is going extremely well. So too is this guy, Glenn Seaton. Said he was suffering an understeering problem yesterday, but he said that was okay because it kind of preserved my tyres. Everybody else was oversteering and really starting to wear the tyres quite a lot.
If you look at Seaton's car yesterday, towards the latter part of the race.
Here we go. Oh,
that was Larry.
Oh, look at that.
He was very lucky not to flip.
He was very lucky.
Larry gave Tander a really nasty push there, and he was. Now watch here, you see, that is definite Larry.
Well, I wonder if that was a...
well, until you see the whole lot again sort of slowly, but be nice to see a little bit before that, but I wouldn't mind betting the old officials, stewards are going to have a little bit to say about that.
Well, I'm wondering if that might be a payback, because when Larry was coming onto the main straight right here where we are now, a couple of laps ago, it went very wide, and whether that was his own fault or he was pushed wide, we don't know, but we'll try and find that out before the next race. This is a great battle here.
No, I don't agree with all that payback nonsense, because people will get hurt.
Yeah. Longhurst back behind him, he's well placed. Radisich has put in a brilliant drive this weekend. Cameron McLean, it looked like, was squeezing up the inside there, and Dick Johnson's not too far back either.
Tony Longhurst, a good strong performance in car 25. He's in 5th position. Paul Radisich in the ever-improving Shell Ford. They had a real struggle yesterday with chassis setup. They made an overnight change, quite dramatic change to the setup. They found the car much faster in the warm-up this morning. Radisich says he's feeling half competitive in Heat 2.
Right, now let's have a look at this lot.
Okay, here's the start of it.
Now watch Larry.
Faulkner's
okay,
away.
Larry's 6 of one and a half a dozen of the others so far. Well, you'd have to say that was Garth Tander trying to hang on to his line and Larry trying to get that would be a racing accident. There's no one to blame as far as I was concerned.
And here's the big mover in the pack. Russell Ingle is just on fire at the moment. He is up into 12th position as they flash across the line, make that 11th now after he overtakes the better electrical Commodore of John Faulkner. So he has gone from 30th position on the grid up into 11th. That's a massive move.
And it's on his third engine. If he blows another, he's going to have to drug the engine out of the truck.
The SLX VT Commodore is going extremely well after Russell suffering a very frustrating weekend in terms of practice, then qualifying, and also race one. We got a shot of him sitting on the pit wall, and he looked just totally disillusioned. Things going well now for the Melbourne-based driver. Third in 1997, second last year. This is the year he wants to win the championship, and there's a lot of ground to catch up between himself and Craig Lowndes at the moment. It came down to those two guys last year. Can the Enforcer bounce back?
It sounds really agricultural.
Paul Romano just in front of Russell Ingall, and that's been a tremendous drive by young Paul. He missed the qualifying session, started right back, missed the second practice session, in fact, and had problems in qualifying. He started in 25th position. In yesterday's race, worked his way up to 17th. That's where he started today, and now he's in 10th position. So the Siemens Mobile Commodore, Paul Romano, is right up there, right on the back of the Greenfield Mowers Ford in Cameron McLean.
That's really good going from Romano, because he's had so much trouble, mechanical failure and that over the weekend. You've got to hand it to the kid. He must be a good peddler.
There we go. Rodney Forbes coming back out of the pits. We saw him running off in the scenery a bit earlier on. May have been some damage to the car. But he rejoins the Sydney Privateer. Did very well in the Privateer's sprint yesterday, winning 2 from 2. So there's plenty of speed aboard that car.
Don't forget our next round of the Shell Championship Series, the 16th of May, coming to you from one of the best tracks around, Victoria's Phillip Island. It will be a wonderful weekend of motor racing. Don't forget there's plenty of action happening on the Saturday as well, as we watch a spirited drive by Tony Longhurst in the Castrol AU XR8. He's fighting off fellow Ford driver Paul Radicic, who, like every other track this year, he has never seen or driven on before.
It does look like Radicic's car's got more horsepower than Longhurst.
Well, it certainly looks like it there, but
yeah, no doubt. Even before he got in the slipstream, he was definitely in front on the horsepower.
No, I was talking to him this morning just before this race, and he said, you know, the engine's great, everything in the car's great, we just need to work harder on suspension setup. That's anything that's costing us time. He's getting to terms with the car. He spent a lot of time in front-wheel drive 2-litre cars in Europe, so this is a whole different ball game for him. He's coming to grips with the car very, very quickly.
Interesting to see what the driver lineups for the end of the year Enduros are in terms of the Shell team.
Yeah, certainly will. You see the way the Stone brothers snapped up New Zealand international Craig Baird so early in the season. I was talking to Ross this morning. He said, well, you have to do it. I mean, there's so many good seats out there and so many good cars. If you don't snap the driver you want early in the year, you're going to lose him.
Well, speaking of the who will drive with who, there's a big question mark over who will drive with Craig Lowndes. Obviously, Paul Morris and Cameron McConville have been given the drives, but whether the combination will be Lowndes and Morris, or Lowndes and McConville, or Scaife and Morris, Scaife and McConville, we'll stay on that one and let you know as soon as we find out. Seaton is doing well in second, Bright third, Crompton fourth. It's been a good showing by the Ford Tickford Racing outfit this weekend. Their confidence is nice and high, and as we said, Crompton will be switching to the new AU as of Phillip Island.
Well, there's no doubt about this car's race pace. Glenn's very happy with his speed in race trim, but he just hasn't been able to get that dynamite speed out of it in qualifying when it's on green tyres. But that's the situation they're working hard on. They've got the race package right. Now they just have to concentrate on getting the qualifying performance right, and it's going to be quite a dynamite package on Saturday and Sunday.
It's obvious that they're on the way up, because I said to Glenn earlier, is this the best that you've had the car? And he said, well, yeah, definitely here and Adelaide, and things are nicely coming together. As we have a look at your Shell Helix race score, Lowndes, Seaton, Bright, your top three. Crompton, Radicic is on the way forward big time. Keep in mind, he started the weekend 17th, so he is one of the big movers. McLean, Ingall, Romano, Scaife is back up to 12th. We'll be back with more right after this break. The Shell Championship Series, this is Craig Lowndes, not only your series leader, but your race leader, and has never lost a race on this circuit in his V8 supercar career. at the moment, he certainly isn't under threat. There's Glenn Seaton, the closest challenger. Jason Bright in the Pertec Ford, the Gold Coast-based team, doing well. Then Crompton. This has been his most consistent run. Radicic is the big mover from Longhurst. Here comes Stephen Richards. That's a good drive for the Winds Commodore. Dick Johnson, Cameron McLean, obviously top privateer, sitting in 9th at the moment. Behind him, Russell Ingall, who has come from 30th to 10th in the drive of the day. And Mark Larkham not going too bad either. He was further back. He's sitting in 14th.
Yeah, he's been having a very tough weekend as well. He sort of threw his hands up in the air this morning and said, well, look, I don't mind admitting we're a bit lost here. He's gone for a suspension setup that he felt comfortable with. It is just not working on this track. They've made a radical change overnight. The car felt better in the warm-up this morning, so
plus the fact
he'll be able to make a bit more progress.
Plus the fact that rain has really done a lot of people a lot of favours, because where they were fighting for grip, there's still not a great amount of grip, but it is a lot better than it was yesterday.
And John Faulkner there in front in the better electrical car.
Oh, hang on.
What's he got on there?
I don't believe it!
He got you there, man.
Yeah, he got me there.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
I tried to put left and right on it, so he was trying to wind me up.
Well, he did left and right yesterday. I think this is going to be a regular thing for Marco.
It's a great shot, though, because when you watch, for people at home now, watch the amount of footwork that's hard on the pedal now, high acceleration, just lifting up to change gear, and then when you watch when you go into a corner and get on the heel and toe it, you put your toe on the brake and your heel on the accelerator just to put it to change down so you don't lock the wheels. And for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's very interesting.
A lot of people at home watching that shot will wonder how he can change up without touching the clutch pedal at all. But it's this Hollinger 6-speed gearbox is much like a motorcycle transmission. You just bang the gears through without having to touch the clutch.
Triple Emetry on screen, coming to you from the Minor 10 AU XR8 of Mark Larkham and John Faulkner just in front of him. And if maybe you're wondering how Faulkner fared after the sensational Adelaide 500, it was a combination of fatigue, dehydration, and he had a pinched nerve in his back. Now, he's been seeing a chiropractor, and they've discovered that his whole hip, his whole back alignment is way out of whack. So he's certainly trying to rectify that and getting the suitable treatment. Meanwhile, this battle continues. Here comes the enforcer, Russell Ingall, looking for the inside option on Cameron McLean. Newcomer to the V8 ranks, and he should get this. Nicely done. Here comes Scape as well, trying to go through with Russell, and he will do that. Cameron will give him racing room. Nice move there. So it's Scape and Ingall barging their way through the field. We ride with Mark Scape right now.
That's a classic move, isn't it? You see a gap, follow the other car through, leaves the other one high and wide. So McLean goes out, Ingall now up into the top 10. Scape continuing his relentless surge through the pack. He's got the enforcer right in front of him. And this man, if he's got enough power and grip, he's going to find... Oh, a cruncher!
Did he?
Wow. So the enforcer, talk about the enforcer. I think Mark Scape's the enforcer today. He's really pumped up. Diving down the inside, just saw a sniff of opportunity. Ingall didn't have a look in there. Tell you what, the Greenfield Mowers car's not short on horsepower either. He was staying all the way with Russell Ingall and Cameron McLean.
He's a great little driver, Cameron.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday in the privateers thing.
Oh, Romano and
touch from Romano, the looks of it.
The two Brisbane drivers there having a big battle. Romano, who's been forcing his way forward and is doing very well in 12th position at the moment behind McLean.
That is really a great effort from Romano. You know, when you consider the amount of grief he's had mechanically over the weekend.
Well, as we said earlier, that talking to his father, Bap, he said compared to last year when they were here, they were 22 kilometres down on speed, straight line speed, which is unbelievable.
Lowndes continues to lead, 59.39 to a 59.63 for Seaton. Just watching that gap, it's out to about 4.5 seconds.
Look at Radicic.
Run down the inside by Radicic.
Whoa, yes, through.
Now, he did say this morning that he's much happier with the setup on this car, and he's proving it on the track. He now moves up to 4th position in front of the second of the factory Fords driven by Neil Crompton. So Radicic, the Kiwi, on a real charge. Well, 59.41. Pretty much close to the fastest lap that time around.
And keep in mind, he started from 13th position. Here's the Shell Helix replay.
Look at Scape. He doesn't make a second thing here. Now watch. Right, he's made up his mind. I bet Russell thought, oh dear, he definitely means business here.
Good driving by Russell, though, too.
Well, it was because Russell realised, look, there was no way that Scapey could stop, would stop, or wanted to stop, and it was just a sensible thing. He knew that Scapey was going quicker.
Could have ended up. That's Mark Noski.
Yeah.
That's been a very unhappy weekend for the Holden Young Lions team. They broke an oil line Radicic, and their problems continued. Radicic has come from 13th at the beginning of this race up into 4th position ahead of it. He has put a decent gap on Neil Crompton now in the Ford Tickford Racing EL.
That's a shame for Noski because, you know, it was running 6th in the championship. They got no budget whatsoever, really, even to probably finish the year. So that's a real pity for him.
Yeah, terrific drive by Paul Radicic. Jason Bright just up ahead of him. And Bright team too had to make some changes after the race yesterday. Remember, the car faded really badly toward the end. Been very, very hard on tyres around here on the weekend. Some teams have found themselves caught out.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the fade at the end. I was talking to Jason. He said he got held up. We didn't actually see it, but he got held up very, very. Oh, look at that, it's Larry, bit of damage there. Yeah, he got held up very badly and lost basically 3 seconds. Who's that?
One of the Wins Commodores?
Yeah. Stephen Richards or Greg Murphy, possibly Greg Murphy, the word we get through from the ground.
Yeah, it is.
And it's car 12.
Oh, well, I don't know. Oh, dear, there's somebody else there.
It's a Tander car from earlier on. So the weekend has been a disaster for Greg Murphy. Yesterday he ended up in the sand down in Cold Corner after an incident with John Bow, and now he is off the circuit again. So he came into this round sitting second in the championship. Unbelievable. Now Craig Lowndes is just cruising around. His last lap was in the 1 minute bracket. Everybody else in the sub 1 minute, so he's doing it nice and comfortable out in front.
I have to say I agree with what Glenn Seaton said, that the start positions for the first 2 races should be on qualifying, because if somebody gets knocked off, as in the case of Murphy, he's at it really. He's at the back of 30th position. They should have the first 2 races start positions on qualifying, and then the last 3rd race on the positions in the previous 2nd race. That makes it really fair, because otherwise somebody can get punted off and it basically ruins their whole weekend.
Well, it's pretty comfortable up top. There is big space up there. 1 more lap to run. Jason Bright, who's been very consistent this weekend. His tyres went off big time yesterday, and Glenn Seaton was able to get through, but Radicic, well, he has certainly got this car set up beautifully because it just keeps on surging forward.
I'll tell you what, though, that Stone Brothers Ford, that car's not far away. I mean, when you look at the race performance of the car over 20 laps, it's roughly about 3 or 4 tenths of a second away from the Mobile Commodore, so they're not that far behind. If they go away and test, they really haven't had a chance to do a lot of testing in these new Fords, so they get away and get some miles up and try a few things. I think slowly, by the time we get toward the end of the year, these cars will be much closer to the pace of the Mobile cars.
Well, you keep in mind, too, that the Mobile 1 HRT VTs, they debuted that car at Calder Park last year, and they've been gathering data and they've been testing, and they've had the 2 cars, so they've certainly had the head start on everyone, taking nothing away from them. Craig Lowndes, he's on the way home. 3 races in 1996, 3 races in 1988, and he has got 2 in 1999. Craig Lowndes comes to the finish and wins the 2nd of 3 for today. A good 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th for the Fords. Very well represented there, and Longhurst even completes the picture. He gets hassled by Stephen Richards, but beats him to the line for 6th position behind Neil Crompton, and a great drive there by Mark Scape as well to come in behind Richards in 8th. But there's the man who is doing it very comfortably at the moment.
Yeah, I have to say, we're getting another look at the starts after, but I was looking out the window. To me, it really didn't look as if Scafey jumped out. I may be totally wrong when we look at it again, but oh, Merv, what a terrible weekend he's had. I mean, what with us blowing him off in the go-karts last night. Only joking. Yeah, oh, and JB, that's not a good debut for him.
No, not at all. Well, let's have a look at the Shell Helix race score. Your final placings after race 2. We've got another one to go today. Don't go anywhere just yet. Lowndes, Seaton, Bright, Radicic, Crompton in 5th. Longhurst, that's a good drive. Stephen Richards in the Wins car, and Mark Scape regrouped to finish 8th. Johnson, Ingle, McLean, top Privateer, and Romano, a good drive there. Larry Perkins worked his way back to 16.